12 Stoic Secrets Lessons to Keep Calm. Stoicism. Life in the modern world can feel chaotic, with constant distractions, stress and pressure pulling us in every direction. But what if you could remain calm and collected no matter what life throws your way? The Stoics offer us powerful tools to maintain that inner peace. In today's video, we dive into 12 Stoic Secrets Lessons to Keep Calm, where we explore practical ways to embrace Stoicism in our daily lives. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the ability to stay grounded, to not let external chaos control our inner state. Just like the Stoics of ancient Greece and Rome, we can apply timeless lessons to cultivate calmness and clarity in our hectic modern world. Welcome to Stoic Secrets. In this video, I'll break down the essential Stoic secrets, offering practical advice that you can immediately apply to keep your calm, no matter the situation. So, if you're ready to embrace Stoic tranquility and lead a life of peace, join me and let's unlock these powerful lessons together. Number 1. Control your emotions. One of the core and most transformative teachings of Stoicism is the ability to accept what we cannot change. In a world that constantly challenges us, this principle urges us to recognize that there are certain aspects of life beyond our control, and it encourages us to release the relentless urge to dominate every situation. It's an empowering reminder that our energy is better spent on focusing on what we can influence, rather than trying to manipulate what we cannot. In today's modern world, we are continuously confronted with uncertainty. Whether it's unpredictable weather patterns, a sudden personal or professional crisis, or the seemingly ever-present instability in global economic conditions, life throws challenges at us that we simply cannot control. Yet we often find ourselves caught in the web of trying to control these external factors. We try to influence the behavior of others, predict the future, or desperately attempt to change circumstances that are beyond our reach. Stoic wisdom, however, teaches us a different path, one of accepting that, although we have full control over our thoughts, actions, and reactions, we cannot dictate the world outside of us. It's a vital lesson in releasing the anxiety that comes from wanting to manipulate uncontrollable events. Instead of fixating on what we cannot change, Stoicism encourages us to focus on how we respond. This doesn't mean surrendering to fate or resigning ourselves to passive acceptance of every circumstance. Far from it. It's about acknowledging the reality of our situation and choosing where to direct our energy and efforts. Our thoughts, attitudes, decisions, and reactions are the only areas where we have true power. The rest, as Epictetus wisely stated, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. In the context of our daily lives, we often find ourselves wrestling with circumstances beyond our control. Perhaps we face a setback at work, or a loved one falls ill, or we are caught in the middle of a global crisis. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by these events, but Stoic philosophy encourages us to let go of the futile pursuit of trying to change what is beyond our influence. By doing so, we release the stress and anxiety that stems from battling against the unchangeable. This isn't a message of passivity or resignation. Instead, it's an invitation to cultivate inner resilience, to adopt a mindset that remains calm and focused, even in the midst of chaos. The power of acceptance comes from the ability to see what's within our grasp and what's not, and to channel our efforts into the former. It's about freeing ourselves from the unnecessary mental clutter that arises when we obsess over the uncontrollable. When we embrace this form of acceptance, we begin to create emotional space for peace and tranquility. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our attitudes, we move closer to living a life of balance. It's only when we shift our perspective away from external circumstances and focus inward that we start to experience true calm. Instead of being tossed around by life's storms, we become grounded and centered in our own sense of purpose and peace. This clarity allows us to navigate even the most challenging moments with grace, wisdom, and resilience. In modern Stoicism, this lesson is more relevant than ever. It teaches us that no matter how chaotic the world becomes, we have the power to stay anchored in what truly matters. By learning to accept the things beyond our control and focusing on what we can change, we lay the foundation for a life of emotional balance and inner strength, no longer frustrated by the impossible, but empowered by the possible. Through this lens, we see life's challenges as opportunities to grow, rather than obstacles to overcome. This approach to life, rooted in modern Stoicism, empowers us to face each day with clarity, calm, and confidence. Number 2, accept what you cannot change. A core principle of Stoic philosophy is the powerful wisdom of accepting what is beyond our control. This concept teaches us to recognize the limits of our influence and challenges the unrealistic expectation that we can control every aspect of our lives. Life is inherently unpredictable, filled with uncertainties that often lie beyond our reach. While we can influence our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, we have little power over external factors like the weather, the behavior of others, or shifting global economies. Take, for instance, a natural disaster, a storm, earthquake, or flood. In such a situation, a Stoic approach wouldn't focus on the event itself, but on how we respond. Rather than succumbing to panic or frustration, we are reminded to focus on what we can control: our mindset, our actions, and how we react to the situation. This shift from focusing on what we cannot control to what we can gives us back our sense of agency and empowerment. Instead of feeling helpless, we embrace resilience and calm. Acceptance is not about giving up or surrendering to fate. It's the wisdom to recognize when something is beyond our power, and instead of letting frustration take over, we focus on cultivating the strength to navigate such challenges gracefully. Epictetus, a great Stoic philosopher, taught us this powerful lesson, saying, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." In modern life, this Stoic mindset offers immense benefits, especially in a world where stress and anxiety often arise from our desire to control the uncontrollable. In today's fast-paced, ever-changing world, it's easy to become overwhelmed if we try to manage every external circumstance. Stoicism teaches us to release the urge to fight against everything outside our control, and instead embrace the tranquility that comes from focusing on what we can change: our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes. By accepting that we cannot change everything, we free ourselves from the mental strain of trying to manipulate the unchangeable. This acceptance helps cultivate inner peace, allowing us to maintain composure even when external circumstances are chaotic. Modern Stoicism is an essential tool in managing stress and uncertainty. With the constant pressure to adapt to the fast pace of life, it can feel as though we are constantly fighting a losing battle against forces beyond our control. Yet, Stoic wisdom shows us how to find balance by focusing on what we can influence: our responses, our choices, and how we deal with challenges. Instead of being consumed by anxiety or frustration over things we cannot change, we direct our attention inward, strengthening our ability to stay clear-headed and adaptable. This shift not only reduces mental strain, but enhances our resilience, equipping us to face life's challenges with a grounded and rational approach. Consider how this Stoic principle applies in everyday situations. Whether dealing with a personal conflict, health issues, or work-related challenges, the Stoic mindset encourages us to focus on our own actions and attitudes, not on factors beyond our control. By accepting what we cannot change and taking responsibility for our responses, we empower ourselves to navigate even the most difficult situations with confidence and calm. This ability to stay centered, even amidst chaos, is one of the most relevant aspects of Stoicism today, especially when life's fast pace and the uncertainty of external events threaten to overwhelm us. The wisdom of accepting what we cannot change is one of the most valuable lessons we can apply in today's world. By embracing this Stoic principle, we relieve ourselves of the mental burden of trying to control the uncontrollable. In doing so, we cultivate inner peace, resilience, and the ability to face life's challenges with grace. As we continue to practice this timeless lesson, we strengthen our emotional resilience and find the courage to approach life's complexities with clarity and composure. As Marcus Aurelius aptly stated, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." By accepting the things we cannot change, we are able to focus on what truly matters, our responses, actions, and attitudes, creating a path to greater peace and fulfillment. Number 3. Focus on what you can control. One of the most fundamental principles of Stoicism is the idea of focusing on what we can control, a lesson that continues to resonate strongly in modern Stoicism and offers timeless wisdom in today's fast-paced, often chaotic world. We live in an era where external events, the decisions of others and circumstances, can feel overwhelming and entirely beyond our control. It seems as though the world is constantly changing around us, and we are left to react to the chaos that surrounds us. However, Stoic philosophy offers us a vital reminder: the only thing we truly have control over is ourselves, the thoughts we think, the actions we take, and how we respond to the events in our lives. This insight is incredibly empowering. It allows us to break free from the burden of feeling helpless in the face of external circumstances, and to focus instead on what we can do right now to improve ourselves and our lives. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, encapsulates this idea perfectly when he says, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This timeless wisdom challenges us to stop wasting our precious energy on things that are simply outside our reach, and to refocus our efforts on those areas of life where we can actually make a difference. Rather than succumbing to frustration or anxiety about what we cannot control, Stoicism urges us to concentrate on taking meaningful, purposeful actions that bring us closer to our goals. Imagine, for instance, a particularly stressful situation at work. Instead of spending time worrying about how things will unfold, which may or may not align with your expectations, focus instead on the tasks at hand. Channel your energy into completing each task to the best of your ability, applying your skills, and making thoughtful, informed decisions. In doing so, you will feel empowered by the simple act of directing your efforts in ways that align with your values, no matter the uncertainty or external challenges that arise. This shift in perspective can have a profound impact on your mental and emotional state. By focusing on what is within your power to change, you free yourself from the paralysis that often comes with worrying about the things you cannot control. In doing so, you not only reduce anxiety, but you also gain clarity and purpose. The truth becomes evident. Focusing on our thoughts, actions, and behaviors is the most effective way to navigate life's ups and downs. This principle encourages us to maintain a strong sense of agency and direction, even when the world around us feels turbulent. It is through this practice that we begin to develop true resilience. Each time we take control of our responses, regardless of what is happening around us, we build a mental and emotional muscle that helps us weather future storms with greater calm and confidence. Stoicism teaches us that life is unpredictable, and while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we choose to respond to it. This offers us a powerful sense of stability amid the uncertainty of modern life. In a world that constantly demands our attention, often dragging us in different directions with endless distractions and stressors, the practice of focusing on what we can control is more important than ever. It provides a proven method not only for reducing anxiety, but also for building a sense of personal power and inner peace. Through this practice, we learn to embrace adversity, knowing that it is not the circumstances we face that define us, but how we respond to them. By honing our ability to control our thoughts and actions, we unlock the capacity to remain steady, purposeful, and unshaken, no matter what challenges come our way. In this way, modern Stoicism provides a much-needed antidote to the anxiety of modern life, offering us the tools to navigate the chaos and find peace in even the most difficult times. If you've ever found yourself overwhelmed by circumstances outside your control, take a moment to reflect on how shifting your focus to what you can control has made a difference. Share your story in the comments below by writing, "I focus on what I can control." Your experiences could inspire others to embrace this Stoic principle and reclaim their peace by taking charge of their thoughts, actions, and responses. Together, let's build a community of resilience and empowerment. Number 4. Practice gratitude. One of the most profound Stoic secrets for maintaining calm and peace in today's chaotic world is the practice of gratitude. In a society where we're often driven by the need for more money, more success, more possessions, Stoicism teaches us to shift our focus from what we lack to what we already have. Gratitude isn't just about acknowledging the good things in our lives. It's about embracing everything, even the challenges and setbacks. In fact, the Stoics would argue that it's in the moments of struggle that we can uncover some of the greatest lessons and growth. By practicing gratitude, you learn to see value in the hardships you face, which helps transform even negative experiences into opportunities for learning. Think about it. How many times have you faced a difficult situation only to look back later and realize how much stronger or wiser you've become because of it? Imagine how much more resilient you could be if, in the face of adversity, you learned to appreciate the strength you are developing rather than focusing on the pain or frustration of the moment. For instance, consider the experience of someone going through a tough period in their personal life. Rather than getting bogged down by the sadness or difficulty of the circumstances, a Stoic would encourage that person to reflect on the inner resilience they are gaining. This shift in perspective not only makes the present moment more bearable, but also prepares them for future challenges with a mindset of growth and understanding. But the power of gratitude doesn't stop there. It also strengthens our relationships. When we take the time to express genuine appreciation for others, we nurture connections and foster goodwill. You've probably experienced how uplifting it can be to be appreciated for your efforts, right? Imagine how that feels when you extend that appreciation to others. By cultivating a practice of gratitude in your daily life, you create an environment of positivity and mutual respect, which deepens your bonds with those around you. In modern times, we're often caught up in the rush to succeed or attain external validation, constantly chasing after things that we believe will bring us happiness. But what if the key to contentment and peace lies not in acquiring more, but in appreciating what we already have? Think about how your perspective on life would change if you paused each day to reflect on the abundance that surrounds you, the people you love, the opportunities you've been given, and even the lessons learned from difficult experiences. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When we start each day with gratitude, we shift our mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance, fostering an inner peace that no external possession or accomplishment can provide. Modern life often distracts us with a constant desire for more, but Stoic secrets remind us that the truest form of happiness is rooted in appreciation and acceptance of what we already have. By embracing gratitude, you begin to cultivate contentment, focusing not on what you don't have, but on what you do. The result? A calmer, more centered existence where peace flows naturally from within, no longer reliant on outside forces. So, what are you grateful for today? And how might practicing gratitude help you find greater peace and joy, even in the midst of life's challenges? By incorporating this simple yet powerful Stoic secret into your daily routine, you can experience a more fulfilling and serene life, no matter what the world throws your way. Remember, it's not about having more, it's about learning to appreciate what's already yours. Number 5. Be present in the moment. One of the most essential lessons of Stoic philosophy is understanding that life truly unfolds in the present moment. In the fast-paced world we live in today, it is all too easy to get caught up in past regrets or future anxieties, often missing out on the richness that the here and now offers. We find ourselves constantly occupied with thoughts of what we've done or what might come next, and in doing so, we fail to fully engage with the present moment. Stoicism urges us to break free from this cycle by teaching us that the only moment we truly have control over is the present. It is here, in the present, where we have the power to make decisions, take action, and truly live. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely noted, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." By embracing the present moment, we let go of unnecessary distractions and shift our focus to the people and experiences that are right in front of us, refusing to let our minds wander to what has already passed or what is yet to come. For example, think about the times you spend with friends or family. How often do we find ourselves thinking about work, checking our phones, or replaying old conversations while we're supposed to be enjoying the company of those around us? The truth is, in such moments, we miss the chance to connect deeply with others and appreciate the joy of shared experiences. When we practice presence, we actively direct our attention to the here and now, allowing us to be fully immersed in the experience. This shift in focus allows us to build stronger connections with others, and we can begin to truly savor our time together as we are no longer distracted by external concerns. This act of mindfulness is not just a way to engage more fully with those around us. It also leads to a greater sense of joy. Simple pleasures, such as a heartfelt conversation, a stunning sunset, or a quiet walk through nature, become much more vibrant and fulfilling when we are present in the moment. Living in the present also helps to alleviate stress and anxiety. So often, our minds are burdened by worries about things we can neither control nor change. Whether it's concern over future events or regret for past mistakes, these thoughts steal our attention and energy away from the present. But when we focus on what is directly in front of us, we free ourselves from the weight of these unproductive thoughts. The Stoic practice of being present helps us embrace the peace that comes with living mindfully, reminding us that we only have control over the moment we are in. This approach allows us to shift from a place of anxiety to a place of calm, where we can simply experience life as it happens. By prioritizing the present, we can let go of unnecessary stress and live with more clarity and composure. Stoicism also encourages us to live intentionally, taking full ownership of the moments that truly matter. Rather than letting time slip away unnoticed, we can begin to infuse each day with purpose and meaning. In modern Stoicism, we find valuable wisdom for navigating the chaos of daily life. By choosing to live in the present moment, we learn how to reduce stress, boost contentment, and improve our relationships. In today's world, where distractions and pressures are constant, it's easy to forget the importance of being present. Yet, the Stoic teachings remind us that when we stop overthinking the future or regretting the past, we are free to fully engage with the opportunities and relationships that matter most. The practice of being present doesn't just enrich our lives, it cultivates a deep sense of gratitude for the fleeting nature of each moment. By fully immersing ourselves in the present, we become more attuned to the beauty and depth of our experiences, helping us develop an appreciation for life that is often overshadowed by the busyness of modern living. In doing so, we transform our daily routines and interactions into powerful sources of joy, connection, and inner peace. Rather than waiting for life to slow down or for the perfect moment to arrive, we learn that the most meaningful experiences are already here, unfolding right before our eyes. In essence, living in the moment allows us to savor life's simplest pleasures and discover fulfillment in even the smallest aspects of our day-to-day lives. Number 6. Embrace adversity. One of the fundamental teachings of Stoicism is the idea of embracing adversity rather than fearing or avoiding it, as it is an essential part of life's natural rhythm. In a world where we often seek comfort, the Stoic perspective stands in stark contrast, urging us to see challenges not as burdens, but as invaluable opportunities for personal growth, self-discovery, and the strengthening of our resilience. Life is inherently filled with ups and downs, and though it may be tempting to wish for a smoother, trouble-free journey, Stoicism teaches us that it is precisely through adversity that our character is forged and our inner strength is developed. The Stoic philosopher Seneca captured this truth perfectly when he said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." This profound insight encourages us to shift our perspective. Rather than shy away from hardship, we should lean into it, recognizing that it serves as the very foundation for emotional and psychological fortitude. When we encounter setbacks, whether it's losing a job, going through a personal loss, or facing health challenges, a Stoic approach would advise against wallowing in despair, self-pity, or helplessness. Instead, it encourages us to reassess our goals, to reflect on what we can learn from the experience, and to use the situation as a stepping stone toward a stronger, wiser version of ourselves. Adversity, from this viewpoint, is not something that breaks us. It is a powerful force that refines and shapes us, pushing us toward wisdom, patience, and perseverance. Through the act of confronting challenges head-on, we develop the resilience that enables us to face future difficulties with greater strength and clarity. This ability to endure and thrive in the face of adversity is at the heart of Stoic thought, and it is through this process that we begin to recognize that discomfort and struggle are not obstacles, but opportunities for profound personal growth. In the modern world, where external pressures, uncertainties, and unexpected events are constant, embracing adversity is more than just an abstract philosophy. It is a practical approach to life. Whether facing a professional challenge, navigating a personal crisis, or dealing with the unpredictable nature of daily life, Stoicism offers us a solid framework for responding to difficulties with courage, perspective, and emotional clarity. Instead of letting external circumstances define our happiness or success, we can transform these experiences into catalysts for empowerment. The Stoic mindset teaches us that peace is not found in the absence of challenges, but in our ability to meet them with resilience, purpose, and determination. As we apply the Stoic principle of embracing adversity, we begin to understand that each struggle is a lesson. Every hardship, no matter how painful or difficult, offers us an opportunity to learn, evolve, and ultimately emerge stronger. The more we embrace the challenges life presents, the more we realize that it is not the circumstances themselves that determine our peace of mind, but how we choose to respond to them. By cultivating the Stoic practice of facing adversity with strength and calm, we gain an inner peace that remains unshaken, even in the midst of life's storms. Through this approach, we develop the resilience needed to navigate the unpredictable and often turbulent nature of modern life, emerging with a sense of purpose and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Embracing adversity, then, is not just a pathway to personal growth, but a way to build lasting inner strength, clarity, and peace. You've made it this far because you're committed to living with wisdom and purpose. Now, let's take it a step further. Embrace adversity and the lessons it brings. If you're ready to face challenges head-on and grow stronger, leave a comment below with the phrase, "Embrace the struggle," to show you're ready to welcome adversity as a path to personal growth. Stay connected. More powerful lessons are on the way. Number 7. Pursue virtue. One of the most profound Stoic secrets is the pursuit of virtue, which stands as the very cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. In a world that often celebrates external achievements, wealth, status, and recognition, Stoicism invites us to turn inward and focus on the cultivation of virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Why continue chasing after fleeting pleasures or material success when true happiness is rooted in developing a strong, ethical character? For the Stoics, living virtuously isn't just an ideal, it's the pathway to real fulfillment and peace. It's all too easy to get swept up in the rush for external validation, but consider for a moment what life would be like if, instead of obsessing over how others perceive you or how much you accumulate, you devoted your energy to becoming a better person, one whose every action is guided by moral principles. Have you ever been faced with a situation where you knew what was right, but the discomfort of doing the right thing made you hesitate? Maybe at work, when you witnessed an injustice, but you worried about the consequences of speaking up. In those moments, the Stoics would encourage you to act with integrity, no matter how hard it may be. It might be uncomfortable, yes, but by choosing virtue over comfort, you're building a life full of purpose and authenticity. Stoicism doesn't ask us to avoid discomfort. It asks us to live in alignment with our values, even when it's tough. Think about a modern example. Imagine you work in a company and notice some unethical practices happening behind the scenes. While others might turn a blind eye to protect their own position or avoid conflict, you decide to speak out. By doing so, you might face backlash, but you're also strengthening your character, fostering trust, and contributing to a more just environment. This is what Stoic virtue looks like in action. It's about having the courage to act according to your values, no matter the external consequences. When you live by virtue, you not only create a life of meaning and peace for yourself, but you also inspire others to do the same. Why? Because your actions align with your true self, and you're no longer at odds with the person you aspire to be. It's like living in harmony with your inner beliefs, as opposed to constantly struggling to meet the world's expectations. As Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you prioritize virtue, you master yourself and your decisions, which leads to a life filled with purpose and clarity. This pursuit of virtue doesn't just transform you, it positively impacts your relationships as well. When you act with fairness, respect, and moral clarity, you foster deeper, more genuine connections with others. Imagine how powerful your relationships could become if every decision you made was driven by integrity and mutual respect. Instead of manipulating others for personal gain, you would create relationships based on trust and understanding. By choosing virtue over external rewards, you're not just strengthening your own character, you're also contributing to the creation of a stronger, more connected community. The Stoic secrets remind us that true happiness doesn't lie in fame or fortune. It's found in living a life of moral integrity, where your values govern your actions and decisions. When you make virtue your priority, you stop chasing external success, because you've already achieved something far more valuable, a life of inner peace, harmony, and fulfillment. So I invite you to ask yourself, how can you begin to pursue virtue today? What small everyday choices can you make to align your actions with your highest values? By embracing this Stoic secret, you will not only find true happiness, but also leave behind a legacy of character and integrity that will inspire those around you to do the same. It's not about achieving fame or wealth. It's about becoming the best version of yourself and living in alignment with your highest principles. Number 8. The value of gratitude. Gratitude is not only a central tenet in Stoicism, but also a transformative force that can reshape our approach to life. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to fall into the trap of focusing on what we lack, whether it's material possessions, achievements, or even relationships. Modern life often pushes us to look toward what's missing, making it difficult to appreciate what we already have. However, Stoicism teaches us to shift our perspective from one of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of concentrating on what we don't have or what we wish were different, we are encouraged to embrace the reality of our lives as they are right now. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By practicing gratitude, we change our thoughts from what is missing to what is present, fostering a deeper sense of appreciation and contentment. The Stoics remind us that we have the power to control how we perceive the world. A key part of this is recognizing the countless blessings we already possess: our health, the people we love, the opportunities we've had, and the simple moments of joy we experience daily. However, Stoicism goes even deeper by encouraging us to see value in every aspect of life, not just the pleasant ones. Gratitude in its truest form isn't limited to acknowledging the positive, but also extends to accepting and valuing the challenges that come our way. Life, in all its facets, is an opportunity for growth and learning, and every experience, whether we label it good or bad, plays a role in our personal development. When faced with difficulties, a Stoic approach encourages us to reflect on the inner strength and resilience we gain from overcoming adversity. Instead of succumbing to frustration or hopelessness during tough times, we are invited to pause and recognize that challenges, while difficult, often bring valuable lessons and moments of personal growth. It's through this practice that we cultivate an unwavering sense of gratitude, even in moments of hardship. Gratitude also enriches our relationships with others. When we express appreciation for those around us, whether it's a simple thank you or a deeper acknowledgement of their impact on our lives, we foster stronger connections and mutual respect. The act of expressing gratitude creates a cycle of positivity, where appreciation begets goodwill and trust, helping to build more harmonious relationships. This, in turn, enhances our own sense of peace and belonging. Furthermore, embracing gratitude frees us from the constant desire for more. Modern Stoicism teaches us that the pursuit of more, whether it's more possessions, achievements, or status, rarely brings lasting satisfaction. Instead, by focusing on what we already have and finding contentment in the present moment, we can break free from this endless cycle of yearning. We stop chasing after the next thing, and instead, we develop an enduring sense of peace that doesn't depend on external circumstances. This practice of gratitude not only nurtures our internal well-being, but also strengthens our ability to navigate life with clarity, resilience, and grace. By embracing this Stoic principle, we create a foundation of contentment that allows us to approach life's challenges with a balanced perspective. As we practice gratitude, we become more attuned to the beauty in everyday life and develop a deep sense of appreciation for the simple, often overlooked moments that make life truly meaningful. In today's world, filled with distractions and pressures, modern Stoicism offers the tools to reclaim a sense of gratitude and contentment. By incorporating gratitude into our daily lives, we become more present and mindful, enabling us to approach each day with a sense of peace and fulfillment, knowing that we have everything we need to live a meaningful life right now. Number 9. Cultivate resilience. Resilience, the ability to recover from setbacks, adapt to challenges, and continue forging ahead despite difficulties, is one of the essential virtues emphasized in Stoicism. It is, without a doubt, a cornerstone of modern Stoicism, offering timeless wisdom for navigating the unpredictable twists and turns of life. Stoicism teaches us that resilience is not merely a reaction to hardship, but a proactive and intentional practice that allows us to maintain composure and inner peace, even in the face of adversity. Life, as we know, is full of challenges, loss, failure, disappointments, and while many may wish for smoother paths, Stoicism encourages us to embrace the obstacles we encounter as opportunities for growth. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful insight emphasizes that rather than wishing for an easier life, we should cultivate the strength to confront adversity directly, knowing that it is through overcoming challenges that we build the resilience that defines our character. For example, when facing a significant loss, whether personal or professional, a Stoic's response would be quite different from the usual impulse to wallow in despair or succumb to grief. Instead of being consumed by sorrow, a Stoic would approach the situation with the mindset that this is a chance to find meaning in the experience, to reflect on what can be learned, and to channel that insight into emotional growth. This process of turning hardship into an opportunity for personal development is the essence of resilience in Stoicism. It is about learning to rise again, each time stronger and more equipped to handle life's challenges. The truth is that resilience doesn't come from avoiding difficulties or wishing that they never existed. Instead, it comes from facing them head-on and through reflection and determination, using them to deepen our emotional intelligence and inner strength. As we practice resilience, we also build mental toughness. This mental fortitude enables us to face future challenges not with fear or hesitation, but with confidence and clarity. Resilience allows us to adapt in ways that ensure we are not overwhelmed by obstacles, no matter how daunting they may appear. Over time, resilience becomes a core strength, a part of our very identity. It enables us to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs with grace, poise, and an unshakable determination. Life can be unpredictable, and when it seems like the weight of the world is pressing down on us, it is resilience that gives us the ability to stand tall. In this way, resilience doesn't just keep us moving forward. It allows us to move forward with a sense of purpose and clarity, understanding that every hardship is a chance to grow stronger and wiser. In the modern world where stress, uncertainty, and change are constant, cultivating resilience is more important than ever. Whether facing a health crisis, a career setback, or personal loss, The Stoic practice of resilience helps us approach these challenges with a steady mind and a firm heart. Instead of being paralyzed by difficulties, modern Stoicism teaches us to use them as stepping stones, each one building our emotional and psychological strength. Resilience is not something we are simply born with. It is a skill that can be honed over time through consistent practice. The more we embrace adversity and learn to recover, the more we cultivate an inner reserve of strength that can be drawn upon when life throws its next curveball. Through this practice we can find peace amidst chaos, and rather than being shaken by life's difficulties, we can meet them with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing we have the resilience to endure and thrive. This approach to life, grounded in Stoic principles, not only helps us weather the storms, but also empowers us to navigate them with grace, resilience, and unwavering fortitude. We're so thankful to have you as part of our community. Have you ever faced a challenging moment in life that tested your resilience? How did you push through and keep going? Your story could be the inspiration someone else needs to overcome their own obstacles. If you're unsure of what to say, don't worry. You can simply leave a comment with the slogan, "Rise stronger through adversity," or share any thoughts on how you've cultivated resilience. Let's keep the conversation going. Your voice helps make this space a place of growth and inspiration for us all. Number 10. Keep learning and growing. One of the most powerful Stoic secrets is the commitment to lifelong learning and growth, which is a fundamental principle of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us that the journey of self-improvement is never truly complete, and it encourages us to approach this ongoing process with humility and determination. The world around us is always changing, and life will inevitably present new challenges and unexpected obstacles. In these moments, the Stoics remind us that our ability to navigate these challenges lies in our willingness to continuously learn, adapt, and evolve. How often do we find ourselves facing difficulties and thinking, "I'm stuck," or "I'm not good enough"? It's natural to feel this way, but what if, instead of allowing those negative thoughts to hold us back, we viewed every challenge as an opportunity for growth? Consider a tough situation at work, perhaps a challenging project or a disagreement with a colleague. It's easy to become frustrated and feel like giving up. But instead of seeing the challenge as a roadblock, a Stoic mindset encourages you to see it as an opportunity to learn, not just about the task at hand, but about yourself. Could this be a moment to improve your communication skills or find a new approach to problem solving? Instead of being weighed down by the stress of the situation, what if you realized that this moment is actually shaping you into a more skilled and resilient person? The Stoic perspective invites us to see every experience, including setbacks and failures, as valuable learning experiences. In fact, Stoicism teaches us that failure isn't an obstacle, it's an essential part of the learning process. By embracing our failures and learning from them, we cultivate wisdom, resilience, and a deeper understanding of ourselves. As we continue to grow, we become better equipped to handle future challenges with greater clarity and calm. A great example of this mindset comes from the famous inventor Thomas Edison, who once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison did not view his many failures as failures, but as necessary steps toward his ultimate success. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, always being open to learning, even in the face of adversity. Every experience, whether positive or negative, is an opportunity for growth. By committing to lifelong learning, we open ourselves to new ideas, new skills, and new perspectives that allow us to approach life with greater clarity, emotional well-being, and adaptability. One of the most beautiful aspects of Stoicism is that it encourages us to keep growing, no matter how old we are or where we are in life. So ask yourself, how often do you take time to reflect on what you've learned today? Are you actively seeking out opportunities to gain new knowledge or develop new skills, whether for your personal or professional growth? By adopting the Stoic practice of continuous learning, you set yourself up for a life of ongoing improvement and growth, building resilience, wisdom, and emotional strength along the way. In doing so, you'll discover that not only do you evolve as a person, but you also cultivate a deeper sense of inner peace, purpose, and fulfillment. The Stoic secrets remind us that learning doesn't stop after school or work. It's a lifelong pursuit that enriches our lives in ways we might not even fully appreciate until we look back and reflect on how far we've come. The key takeaway here is that by staying humble, curious, and open to new knowledge, we give ourselves the opportunity to evolve into the best versions of ourselves, no matter what life throws our way. The pursuit of lifelong learning is not just about acquiring knowledge. It's about evolving in a way that makes us stronger, wiser, and more aligned with our true purpose. Number 11. Maintain self-discipline. Self-discipline is one of the foundational principles of Stoic philosophy and serves as a vital tool for living a life that is focused, intentional, and full of inner peace. It is the capacity to control one's actions, thoughts, and desires, ensuring that they align with our long-term goals and values, rather than succumbing to the allure of immediate gratification or external distractions. In a world where the desire for quick rewards and instant gratification is often celebrated, self-discipline becomes the key to maintaining clarity and tranquility of mind. For example, when faced with the temptation to procrastinate or avoid difficult tasks, a Stoic would encourage you to resist the urge to give in to distractions, instead choosing to focus on the task at hand. This simple act of focusing on what is important, even when it's not immediately enjoyable, strengthens your sense of purpose and keeps you moving toward your long-term objectives. As Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, wisely stated, "No man is free who is not master of himself." In this sense, self-discipline is not about imposing harsh restrictions on yourself, but rather about making conscious decisions to align your actions with your deeper values and goals, creating a life that is fulfilling and peaceful. Self-discipline involves setting boundaries, creating healthy routines, and learning to say no to things that divert your attention from your core principles. This could mean resisting the pull of mindless entertainment or staying focused on work goals even when you feel tempted to procrastinate. Through consistent practice, self-discipline becomes an internal compass, guiding you toward a life of fulfillment and calm. It also encourages resilience, helping you remain steady in the face of adversity. For instance, maintaining a regular exercise regimen or sticking to a financial plan, even when faced with challenges, requires a disciplined approach. Over time, this practice helps build emotional stability because you become less vulnerable to external pressures or negative emotions. The more you practice self-discipline, the more it becomes part of your character, enabling you to face challenges with a focused and calm mind. This kind of discipline isn't about perfection but progress. It's about constantly refining our ability to stay committed to our principles, regardless of external chaos. Modern Stoicism teaches that the practice of self-discipline helps you avoid being at the mercy of distractions, allowing you to stay grounded in your true priorities. As we go through life filled with demands and distractions, it is easy to become swayed by impulses or external events, but by cultivating self-discipline, we gain greater control over our emotional responses and our actions. This clarity and control create a deeper sense of inner peace, as we no longer allow ourselves to be overwhelmed by external circumstances or fleeting desires. Practicing self-discipline allows us to take charge of our lives, making decisions that lead to more meaningful, intentional experiences. The path to self-discipline requires effort and dedication, but the rewards are immense: greater emotional stability, increased focus, and the peace that comes from knowing you are living in alignment with your true values. As we work on this Stoic practice, we also develop resilience, which makes it easier to face life's challenges with calm and clarity. By making self-discipline a core part of our daily lives, we move closer to the Stoic ideal of living with purpose and integrity, no longer driven by distractions or impulsive behaviors. Ultimately, the more disciplined we become, the more we enhance our ability to meet the demands of life with grace and composure, building a life of tranquility, focus, and inner peace. Number 12. Practice mindfulness. One of the most powerful practices aligned with Stoic principles is mindfulness, which encourages full awareness of our thoughts, emotions, and actions in the present moment. In a world filled with distractions and constant pressure, mindfulness helps us stay anchored and focused on the here and now. Stoicism teaches that our response to life's challenges is key to inner peace, and mindfulness provides a practical way to cultivate this awareness. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "We are disturbed not by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens." This insight highlights our ability to control our internal state, regardless of external circumstances. Through mindfulness, we recognize the emotions and thoughts that arise in each moment, allowing us to choose our response thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially when balancing work, family, and personal obligations. Mindfulness offers a solution by helping us approach these challenges with calm and clarity. For example, when feeling stressed at work, a Stoic would practice mindfulness by becoming aware of feelings like anxiety or frustration, acknowledging them without judgment, and refocusing on the present task. Breaking large, overwhelming tasks into smaller, manageable steps can restore a sense of control and reduce the paralysis caused by stress. This mindful approach helps us stay calm, focused, and composed, preventing anxiety from spiraling out of control. In this way, mindfulness becomes not just a reaction, but a proactive tool that helps us respond thoughtfully to life's demands rather than being swept away by emotions. At its heart, mindfulness teaches us to embrace life's natural flow, accepting each moment as it is, without resistance. This closely aligns with the Stoic practice of accepting things as they are, not as we wish them to be. By observing our internal reactions without becoming entangled in them, we prevent negative emotions like anger, fear, or sadness from overpowering us. Stoicism reminds us that while we can't control every external event, we can control how we react. Mindfulness enhances this by fostering emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and understand our emotions, and navigate them with clarity. The more we practice mindfulness, the more attuned we become to our inner selves, creating a deeper connection to our thoughts, feelings, and actions. This heightened awareness helps us live authentically and in alignment with our values, promoting better mental and emotional well-being. Mindfulness also improves our relationships. By being fully present with others, we enhance our ability to listen attentively, engage meaningfully, and build stronger, more connected relationships. Instead of being distracted by our own concerns, mindfulness allows us to focus on others, whether in a conversation, a shared experience, or a simple moment of connection. By slowing down and observing the world around us with clear eyes, we deepen our interactions, fostering healthier relationships and enriching social bonds. In this way, mindfulness serves not only as a tool for personal growth, but as a means to cultivate harmonious relationships with those around us. Incorporating mindfulness into our daily routine brings us closer to the Stoic ideal of living in accordance with nature, embracing what we can control and accepting what we cannot. The more we practice mindfulness, the stronger our ability becomes to remain calm and composed, no matter the external chaos. As we deepen our practice, we develop a sense of peace that transcends the constant demands and distractions of modern life. Mindfulness is not just a mental exercise, it is a powerful tool for experiencing life with clarity, presence, and emotional resilience. By integrating mindfulness into our daily lives, we improve our ability to handle life's challenges with grace and composure, while strengthening our connection to ourselves and the world around us. Ultimately, mindfulness enables us to live a virtuous, intentional, and peaceful life, regardless of external circumstances. Thank you for joining us today on Stoic Secrets, as we explored the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and how its lessons can guide us toward a life of peace and personal growth. Remember, true peace isn't found in external circumstances, but in how we respond to them, control our emotions, and embrace life's challenges with resilience and wisdom. By applying Stoic principles like gratitude, mindfulness, and self-discipline, we can navigate the complexities of modern life with purpose and clarity. If you found value in today's video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Stoic Secrets channel. Be sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our upcoming videos filled with more Stoic wisdom to help you lead a calm, fulfilling life. Thank you for being part of our journey toward inner peace and personal growth. Let's continue to walk this path together. See you in the next video.